Okay, guys. So, quick video here. Um, Aside from my number one hater, Logan, I hope you choke on something. But anyways, so we have Richie's SH18 here, which has a few problems, but we're going to get back to that later. But the Dynamite 19 is the main character of this video. We're going to explain a few things here on why they fail. So, don't need that big magnet, but here's a Traxxas backplate. You notice that bushing is like phosphor bronze or something like that. And they're pretty hardy. They literally almost never wear out. And they're nice, tight to fit. This after several gallons. No play. This engine here, which is Dynamite 19, look. See if we can get it close up here. See all that play? Back and forth. Right. So a two-stroke engine, which these are, rely on crankcase compression. Now, if you have a leak here, you're going to lose that crankcase compression. You're going to have tuning problems, performance problems, starting problems, etc. So what I did notice that these are magnetic. So there's some sort of sintered iron or some sort of other kind of bearing material here, which I'm sure was probably way cheaper than the phosphor bronze that everyone else uses. And it chews the starter shaft up here. As you can see, the damage on it. See that? Chewed right up. So that caused a big air leak, and of course, being the fact that 19 is a throwaway engine, you can't buy parts for it. You can't buy a starter shaft, back plates, nothing. So you're kind of stuck with it. So what I'm going to do, or at least attempt to do, is go with a, find it here, Traxxas starter shaft for a 2.5 or 3.3. Come up with a, let's see here. You notice how this one has a spacer, which is part of it. But make a spacer, same height. Use a starter shaft, and then heat this casting here, and pop this bushing out of here, and find one that's made of like a phosphor bronze. That way you can tighten up that clearance and it won't eat itself, and that way that engine will always run nice. Because like I said, the Dynamite 19, it's a copy of an OS 18 RE rear exhaust, right? RE rear exhaust. Anyhow, so they copied it to try to make a replacement Traxxas engine, and they did a really shit job at it. The 5-port feature is nice. They do use a 607 2RS, which is a big block front bearing, which you can put at 28 or whatever you want. But it's really, for what it is, I mean, it's okay. They perform well until they don't. And they just don't run good after that for a long time after. It's a 5-port. Being you have a boost port, two transfers. Then you have the exhaust there, right? Reminds me of something. It's probably what Logan does with his mom. Anyway. But, yeah, so, and if you look at the crankshaft here, I mean, it's a little bit rusty inside there, but just the machining work inside there is pretty poor. And I've had 319s so far, and they've all broken the crankshaft right here, because this little groove is a fluid seal. Your front bearing doesn't seal the engine. This right here runs inside the block. There's a fluid seal here with the fuel. But they have gone, and whatever kind of steel this is and how hard it is, have cracked or snapped all the way around. So they do have a lot of flaws. Now, personally, if I was going to design this, I'd leave the bearings the same. Probably not run quite a hard as steel. I mean, that is fine, but at least do a bit of a better job. This is fucking unacceptable. I mean, like I said, there's not many other engines you're going to find that have a magnetic sintered bushing for the starter shaft. That's just ridiculous. Now what they should have done is either offered, because a little spring clip thing they give you, it's garbage. It's stupid. It leaks. It causes tuning problems. You know what I mean? It's just nonsense, right? So What they should have done is at least done it like the Traxxas style here with a couple holes in the back so you could at least bolt your factory header on there, or done what OS did is offer an exhaust header for, like, say, the Revo or the T-Max or a Jado or whatever. They should have done something a little bit better. For the money you pay, they could have done that. But like I said, there's a lot of potential in these engines, but they were very poorly done. And with the way the ports line up inside the block here, half the transfer ports are almost closed off and not even usable. So there's a lot to be desired here. I think that's probably why these things are discontinued now. But that's really all I have to say about it for those that keep asking. And if you do have a Dynamite 19 carb, you can run these on most small blocks like SH18s, Traxxas Pro 15s. These work really good on those. So the Pro 15 would be I'm using to hold my phone, but you guys get the idea. So these slide carbs, they do work pretty good. However, the boot that they come with is often hard as a rock. So grab the boot off a Traxxas carburetor and it will fix it up no problem. Anyways, there's going to be a lot to be learned here, and we're going to try and figure out this backplate issue here and make the 19 a little bit better for as cheap as possible that anyone can do at home. But on a lighter note, I do have myself some brand new coil bearings from Japan for my modified 2.5R, so we will change those on camera together. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, there's a Pro 15 I was talking about. This carb fits on there. Same with the SH18 carb, which are pretty nice. And Richie's Rustler, which has a 2.5 in it with a 3.3 crank and light flywheel, etc. So I did get that running. There is a lot of tuning to be done yet, but yeah, you guys will see more on that later. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Keep on burning nitro out there, and don't listen to idiots, because man, there's unfortunately a whole lot of them out there. Cheers, guys.